I think we have to. You might have noticed I promised I would have a climate forum for the world in Washington within 100 days. Well, 40 heads of state showed up, from the largest countries in the world to some of the smallest. We can't deny it. There is a real change in the weather. And if we go 1.5 degrees warmer, we're going to be in real trouble, a point of no return. Matter of fact, a lot of it we're going to have to build back now in terms of infrastructure. We got to build back to a different standard, not to what it was. It's got to be better, because the climate has changed enough now that it's still going to rise 2 feet when it rains. We got to build for what is needed now. And I promise you, we're going to do that. And we're better prepared to withstand storms and becoming more severe and more frequent. We're standing here in the shadow of the I-10 bridge, which I've gone over several times myself in the past. And it's a perfect example of how we've neglected as a nation to invest in the future of our economy and the future of our people. You know, when the bridge was built in 1952, it was built there's nothing there. It was built to make sure that we, in fact, are able to, it was going to last for 50 years. That was 20 years ago. It was built for 50 years. The I-10 bridge was built to handle daily traffic load of 37,000 crossings. Well, but today, every day, more than 80,000 cars and trucks cross over that bridge. And it doesn't have the modern safety features that bridges need to have now. You know, 6 lanes of interstate narrow into 4 lanes of a bridge. That's a recipe for disaster. And that's what I'm sure you don't need to tell the drivers around Lake Charles, that it means traffic bottlenecks and delays, and at the last inspection, this bridge was categorized as in poor condition. And after decades of politicians studying it and talking about it, Governor Edwards is the one finally moving forward with a project to actually replace the bridge. One with 6 lanes, new interchanges, that's safer, reduces congestion. And it shouldn't be this hard to take so long to fix a bridge that's this important. It makes no sense. But the truth is, across the country, we have failed. We have failed to properly invest in infrastructure for half a century. The last 4 years, how many times did you say this is going to be infrastructure week? Well, I got so tired of hearing infrastructure week. Nothing happened. Nothing has happened. And across America, there are more than 45,000 bridges that are structurally deficient. Structurally deficient. Every day, Americans cross these bridges 178 million times, and they are structurally deficient. We've seen what happens when they deteriorate. Remember a few years ago, 2 counties over in Mississippi had to shut down more than 60 bridges that were in poor condition. 60 bridges. People in those communities were rerouted from 40 to 50 miles, detours, with half-hour to hour delays. One of the areas when I was doing this with our last major plan, when Barack was president, was in Pennsylvania. There was a large shopping center, a school, and the rest, and it was just across a creek, as we say up in that way. And the bridge across it was deficient. But there was a fire station just in eyesight from here to the others, to the parking lot. But guess what? When there was a burn, when there was a fire, it took them, they had to go up 9 miles to find the bridge, come back, and by that time, a hell of a lot of damage was done. Well, there are bridges all over America, big and small, like that. A few years ago,